Today is Friday, February 17th, 2017. Ask ServiceMonster 002. In this episode, how not to stumble into Facebook group looking for leads, a marketing campaign grab for DIY clients, and ServiceMonster 6 is officially for sale. So our question today comes from Eric. He was thinking about the value of time and trying to maybe convince a potential market that their time is more valuable than the DIY solution. Now, every service company or industry has a DIY counterpart, right? Carpet cleaning is a good example. You can go down to your local grocery store and for 40 or 50 bucks, a little bit of juice, rent a machine for a day or two, and go suck the rug on your own. If anyone's ever done that more than once or twice, they realize the chemicals are nasty, the machines are nasty because they've been in somebody else's home, and when you're dumping that sludge out into the toilet, it is not something that you really are fond of doing. And so let's get to Eric's question here. Hey man, I've been thinking about carpet cleaning marketing in terms of saving my prospective customers precious time. I'm thoroughly convinced that my biggest competitor is the do-it-yourself machine. I see very little value in trying to convey why I'm a better carpet cleaner than some other professional in my market, but I'm not really sure where to go with that. Have any thoughts on this? Yeah, I definitely got some thoughts on this. Couple things. First one is, good on you, Eric, for actually sitting and thinking about your business. My guess is that you picked up a book or you picked up an idea that talks about how your time is valuable, and those things that you want to hand to somebody else, especially a professional, that's a good way to go, and I agree with that general thought and philosophy. So thinking about your business is awesome. Value proposition, totally good point. But here's where your argument kind of falls down. I don't think your client is thinking $40 do-it-myself versus a $250 professional with professional equipment. I don't think that is the comparison that the consumer is trying to make. Those value clients, they understand their time is valuable already, and then you should be going after them, not trying to convince them their time is valuable. When you target that kind of a market, you're going to get a lot of price shoppers and people who are going to try to talk you down or convince you that your hourly wage is too high. They recognize the fact that they can go do it themselves and spend a couple hours where you could come in with a machine and knock it out in an hour. So why doesn't it cost similar or the same price? So I would say focus on your high-end clients. Drive the base of your clients up over time, not down. A lot of lead source companies like Yelp and Angie's List and that kind of stuff, some cleaners get jobs from there, but at the end of the day, are there the repeat clients that are really going to help you build a credible and sustainable business? Not typically. So, Eric, go after your high-end clients and leave the price shoppers to the new cleaners, huh? This week in social media. So, last week I get a message from a new vendor, kind of a spammy deal. It's obvious that he typed it up and pasted it into everybody within the cleaning industry's message board. He then proceeded to stumble into various groups and clumsily post his wares about. Not a great intro, even if he was a solid vendor, which I have no idea whether or not this guy was. The way coming in is really going to set the tone for how they're going to receive you long term. So it is valuable to go into Facebook groups and establish a presence, especially for service providers. A couple examples that you want to take a look at. Brits List. Every county has one. Counties also have buy-sell groups. Be a part of them, kind of hang out. And they also have interest groups for the county itself. So I would go play in those areas, but you're not going to show up on day one and just post your ad on the group. That's not how you're going to go about doing that. You're going to go there, and you're going to pay attention, and you're going to listen. And anytime anyone asks a question that's within your wheelhouse, you're going to answer it. You're going to provide value. And then over time, you're going to really come to understand what these guys are all about. And when someone asks a question about a product or service that you provide, then that's the appropriate time to pitch that. Once you've established yourself in the group, every once in a while saying, hey guys, did you know about this special, becomes pretty common, but you don't want to abuse that. So I would say learn from other people. When they stumble in, kind of figure out how you would have done it in a way that is less spammy and maybe will garner more trust. ServiceMonster 6 is finally being sold. We had an amazing webinar last night. I actually have no idea if we had an amazing webinar. This is Wednesday. We record this show a couple days ahead of time to give Justin the ability to edit it, and he won't drive himself crazy. We have over 500 registrants at this point, so I'm assuming by the time you hear this, it was already awesome. I'm either drunken stupor from partying all night, or I'm in a drunken stupor in the ditch somewhere because things went horribly wrong. Either way, ServiceMonster's for sale. So you can go buy it, you can go to the demo and request it, and Sam will get a hold of you whenever he can. I know the list is long, and so we're gonna be combing through those as quickly as possible. If you filled out a demo request at the show last night, be patient. I'll have said this, I'm sure I will, I'm planning on saying it. We're not gonna create any Class B clients. We're not gonna push everybody through just so that we can do a dollar grab and keep you guys on the hook. I wanna make sure that we import your data correctly and then we get you trained correctly moving forward, because this is a new process for us too. So Sam will be processing those in order. He'll be reaching out to you guys, and then when you hit him back, he'll get you onboarded, okay? So ServiceMonster 6 is for sale. That's what's up right now. Let's talk about the updates that we have. ServiceMonster 6 updates. ServiceMonster 6.0.112 released on Wednesday, February 15th. So we added a handful of things, like there was like 60 trackers that they knocked out, which is pretty impressive. Couple highlights we want to point out. Thanks to Mary Lynn, you have all of your site grids are now working. So go check that out. I'm sure you already know about that by now though, Mary. Heather Branson, negative job duration. Thanks for pointing that out. You can't do that anymore. So if it goes negative or 0, it'll actually default to 1, which is nice. Ted McFadden, the dates on the grid, like I noticed this too, all the grids, all the dates were today's date. So that's obviously something horribly went wrong there. They fixed that though, so you're all good there. It wasn't a data issue, it was just a display issue. And the big one that I was worried about are the orders. We had a kind of a rounding issue where ServiceMonster 6 was doing things to the nearest 100th, where in ServiceMonster 5, we're doing things to the nearest 1,000th. I think we missed one place in ServiceMonster 6, which caused an issue. So thank you, Matt, for bringing that to our attention. All right, let's talk about Mobile 3. Mobile 3.5.6 released February 15th on Wednesday as well. You can now schedule from an account going straight to the schedule instead of going to the job record, trying to fill out all yourself. Now you can just tap on the schedule, it'll take you to the job record, and all that stuff will be filled out for you, which is kind of cool. Makes that process much smoother. You can now commit reminders from the job board, and we can compress images now so that those upload times should be much quicker. And then job labels are now loading instead of looking always the same because they were hard-coded. So that was the update for Mobile 3. Hey guys, thanks for hanging out. If you like what we're doing, feel free to subscribe to our YouTube channel below. Check out the show notes. Megan will leave a couple links in there for you that will be pertinent. And I'll see you next week, huh?